We're live again. Another great episode of Survivor 50. The Aftermath crew is here. I enjoyed that episode, Chase. How are you feeling about tonight's episode?
That was a pretty solid episode.
Yeah,
That was good. Much better than honestly, I like that better than last week's episode.
I'm wearing the Survivor 42 buff tonight in honor of Jonathan finally stepping up and making some savage gameplay for once.
Absolutely.
For once, he does something. Just want to say, amongst the animals, can Jonathan please stop calling him Jeff? Mr. Jeff, LOL. I cannot agree more. I'm very sick of the Mr. Jeff, Uncle Jeff. All of that nonsense needs to stop, but I'm with you there. A couple other comments I want to display right off the bat. We have April D needed to go. I'm kind of with you. A little sloppy gameplay. Colin in the chat, man, my girl D is gone. Rooting for D. I can understand that. She's fun. She's a good player. Good
She
winner
was
for
a good
sure.
player, and I could understand them wanting to keep her as a shield, but she's one of the Cerise. You keep her as a shield, then and she goes far, she's gonna win.
Yeah, I think so too. That was the point in time to cut her if they were going to cut her. Just the deeper she gets, the more of a threat she becomes. But she's a little different from Suri in the sense that, like, Suri's probably never going to win an immunity challenge, whereas D is, like, very much in the running for probably every single immunity challenge that they could
Yep.
throw. Yeah. All right, let's start at the top, man. Tiffany very angry about the Camilla vote. I thought that was a little bit of like sloppy gameplay. You got to just internalize that stuff. I know you're pissed, but like you're gonna make enemies.
You know what? I kind of respect her for not running her mouth when they got back to tribal and just saying, "Hey, give me as much time as I need because I'm going to say something that's going to get me sent home."
That's fair. I think. I mean, it's
But
probably easier said than done. But in that situation, the correct move is totally to just be like, "Look, I get it. You know, you took her out. I'm glad it wasn't me. I'm willing to
yeah,
work with you all."
but on the other hand, like we said last week, her and Camilla did just blindside Jonathan the week before. So, or the vote before. So, I mean, what is she going to expect? Him to come back like a puppy dog saying, "Oh, sorry I left you outside for too long. You can come back in now."
It really surprised me how much Jonathan is like really just stepping his game up, man. Was it the Boston Rob note that he got? Like, what is it, man? I feel like this is a new iteration of Jonathan, man. He's not afraid to be confrontational. Or have we just hit the point in the season where like he's so deprived of calories that his body's breaking down and he can't resist the urge to just snap on people? Because in the post-game press from season 42, we heard people specifically Lindsay and Omer saying that like Jonathan did have a bit of a temper that was not shown on TV very
hmm
much. So I don't know, man. Like, are we gonna get a feisty Jonathan the rest of this season?
I honestly, I like to see the fire in him. I wouldn't necessarily call this a temper, but he's not holding his emotions in.
Love the confrontation from April in the chat. They need to show more of that. I agree. I'm all about the chaos and the confrontation. I love some old
Yep.
school like arguments on Survivor. Just give us some drama. Too much kumbaya in the new era. It's nice to see some back and forth. All right. So, what'd you think of Aubrey saying she forgot to play her idol?
I was about to ask you that. Aubrey forgets to play the idol.
What a joke.
Oops, I accidentally forgot to play it. Okay, so let me ask you then. On the other hand, we got a comment from Devins immediately after saying, "Well, if we knew she wasn't going to play the idol, we would have voted her out."
Oh my God. When you said we got a comment from Devins, I immediately looked at the stream and I was like, no way. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
Devins
so I mean,
immediately calls her out. Like, that's just straight up bullshit. I mean, and Devins is not the type of person that's going to say it to her face, but like right away, he was like, come on, we know that's not true. You didn't forget it. You
no,
saw an opportunity.
but that's where I question. I was like, how close is Aubrey? Was that just for a confessional because they were mad, or is that an inkling to the future of saying Aubrey is getting cut out of the three if someone has to go?
I think that was more just to highlight the fact that Aubrey was put into a position tonight where she had to play her idol. She just didn't have a choice. The target was going to be way too large on her if she kept that again. So I think that's just kind of what it was. I don't think that was a long-term foreshadowing, but maybe I'm wrong. I would love to see Devins and them betray Aubrey. But now what that does is it makes it so that she can't get Boomerang idol targeted. because like they have the incentive, they had at least the incentive of getting her out, so that way the idol could go back to Christian. Which now that's gone, and they have all the reason in the world to work with her. Plus, she's a nerd, and they're nerds. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna be a sign of what's to come. If anything, I think that's gonna like bring her into that alliance even more because now they know like, okay, we need numbers. We can work with you. You voted with us. We don't have a reason to target you anymore.
Sure. I mean, I just think it was an interesting thing to put in was Devin saying, "Hey, we would have voted her out."
Couple
I
other
don't know.
comments I want to highlight real quick. Just April referring to D. I'm assuming she talked as much as Emily, can't keep her mouth shut, and she's a threat. I
Yeah.
agree. D was playing sloppy.
She played so sloppy this season.
Yeah, she got complacent with her game on 45, where you're playing with a bunch of rookies. It's easy to just like tell everybody everything and cover your tracks, but in a season this large with this big of stars, it's not as easy to do that. So, I mean, Dee's a great player, don't get me wrong, like wins the game once and makes it to the merge her second time. Definitely one of the all-time great female performances in season 45, but sloppy gameplay this season.
Yeah.
I'd like to see her back maybe again one more time in like a new era All-Stars season, but yeah, got to improve the gameplay if you're going to make another deep run, D. So I want to ask you a question real quick.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk about D some more, we can.
No, I mean that pretty much wraps up the beginning of the episode, so I'm
So
good.
where did this Four Horsemen alliance name come from? Was that something that was discussed earlier in the season, or is this just brand new? Like Coach pulls another random Coach tidbit out of his brain.
I think that was one. I don't know. I think when Coach was doing the naming and the knighting, it was probably named the Four Horsemen then, but they didn't show us that. And as viewers, it's so entertaining just to hear that name come out of nowhere.
Yeah, shout out to Survivor Fiji, where the original Four Horsemen alliance was born.
Yeah.
And then died with the Edgardo vote. But
And then
man, I was stoked to hear that. I was all, I mean, you know me, I love my like very poor strategic players who are big dumb alpha males who dominate challenges. So, I mean, the concept of Joe, Colby, Coach, and Jonathan in an alliance is just like a dream come true for me. I love it. That like group of four is just all muscle and no brain whatsoever, and I love that. I would have loved to see them like come together as a coalition and name themselves the Four Horsemen, and Coach like knight. He knighted
Colby,
Jonathan, right? United
Jonathan,
Colby.
Colby, and Joe.
Did he actually knight Joe? I'll have to go back and rewatch. But yeah, man, just the Four Horsemen Alliance. Funny name. I love it. I don't think Rizzo got a formal like Zen warrior Japanese nickname. Maybe that's to come.
I was really hoping that we were able to see that. I wanted to see what what name Coach would have given him.
Yeah, maybe that's to come. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but man, that would be a great.
And then Rizzo wasn't about it whatsoever. Rizzo was like, nah.
So I want to get back to the confrontation. Just gonna pull up this comment from April in the chat one more time. Love the confrontation. They need to show more of that. The Jonathan versus D confrontation at the hammock really caught me by surprise. It looked like
I loved that. That was
Same.
fantastic.
It felt so real and personal, like just out of nowhere too. Coach was sitting in the middle, like kind of scared. And you normally don't see Coach like worried in those types of situations, but he did not want to be there.
Yeah, and then Jonathan kind of so okay, that's what it was. Yeah, Jonathan brought it up to get a rise out of her. To get a rise out of her in front of Coach so Coach could actually see what D's game was.
Deer in the headlights, D's face. Yes, I kind of agree there. Yes, D did look flustered. She did not see that coming. I don't think she's used to that level of confrontation on this show. She's had it pretty easy in season 45, and then it was smooth sailing this season. And Jonathan really like steered her in a direction she was not prepared for, and it led to some sloppy gameplay. I mean, Emily called her out too. I think Rizzo really like that solidified with Rizzo. Like, I can't work with her.
Yep.
Sorry, Sophie Bellardi. I know that's your girl, and I know we're tight, but I can't work with her if she's telling my secrets. So Yeah, I really enjoyed that confrontation. I'd like to see more of that out of Jonathan. I mean, Jonathan was already one of my favorite players coming into this season, and if he's going to be spicy and confrontational, I'm all about that. I
Then
love
let's
it.
bring it.
Bring
Let's
it. Yeah, dude.
that takes us back to the old school.
Who
And he's
else is
part of the
bringing
old
that energy this season? I mean, truly, like
coach.
Hugh brought that and he's gone. Mike White brought it and he's gone. I mean, who do we have left that's going to do that? Maybe Steph, maybe Tiff. I mean, Tiff's about that action. I know that, but I don't think she has any allies.
Yeah, I guess Tiff would, but I mean, what? Yeah, she just lost Camilla and D back to back. So
we saw Chrissy get feisty in season 35. I mean, with that idol, with the idol in the sand, I forget who Ryan was trying to get the idol from. I think it was like, I don't know. Chrissy has that in her too, so I wouldn't be surprised if she snaps at some point. But man, I would just love some more confrontation. That'd be great. And I have a quote from Coach I want to bring up. It seemed like a theme that was discussed tonight by other players, or at least other people heard it and made a fuss about it. When he said nobody is going to win this game if they don't have honor. I thought that was really funny, and I hope it's true. I hope like there was a reason they showed that. I mean, I really hope that's a motif. Maybe Coach is on the jury and he questions the final three and is like, why did you dishonor me? What did you do that was honorable? Like, that would just be so good, man. Yeah, and maybe the final vote at final tribal council comes down to Coach picking the most honorable player. That would be just such a hilarious finish to the season.
You know what? That would be a solid cap to season 50. Like that's just who Coach is. And
so with that being said, are we just writing off Coach's winner potential? Is he just swimming?
I think so. I think that's why they kept him tonight.
Sorry, the Tidewalker.
The Tidewalker, yes, correct.
Does Tidewalker have winner equity in your opinion? Probably not. I think after tonight's episode, I would say no for me.
I don't think so.
I love him as a character, but he's probably not going to win this season.
I think he's going to go far at this point, and now it's going to be one of those where they're going to keeping him, but no one's going to want to vote him at the end.
And I will probably get to final 7, final 6, final 8
they'll cut him around then.
Yeah, and one of his allies maybe goes and wins.
And then they cut him then because just in case, again, he does have allies and, they do get a couple votes over there and they're afraid of his FTC. So, yeah, he's going to get cut around 5 to 8 is my prediction. But speaking of Coach quotes, we got quite a few tonight. Normally the spotlight's been on Christian. Coach was in the spotlight tonight.
Coach stole the show tonight, man. Those haikus were really something. I was loving it, man. I was cracking up. My wife was rolling her eyes next to me on the couch just every time he dropped a haiku, just cringing and rolling her eyes. But I was cracking up every time.
Let's start with the first haiku.
There was like 20 of them. Did you write them all down?
There were 3.
Oh, I swear there was more than 3, dude.
There were more than 3 quotes, but there was 3 haikus that.
Dude, he was dropping haikus all episode. I was trying to count on my fingers. It's 575. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch the episode. I feel like there was 20 haikus. He just kept doing it. But he was like laughing to himself.
This first haiku wasn't even a haiku. The first line had 6 syllables. So we had betrayal all around. That's 6 syllables, by the way. Nobody tells the truth like Coach. And then war has been declared. That was the one that started it off.
I feel like he in his brain thought of betrayal as 2 syllables to make that work.
Yeah, for sure.
Amongst the animals, he needed that ego check at Tribal bad. For his gameplay, yes, he did. You're right about that. Amongst the animals, he did need that ego check. He was way too power hungry. Ozzy was hinting at it with the there's a hierarchy trying to be formed, and then he emphasized like 2 or 3 times they're trying to form the hierarchy. So yeah, I think he did need that ego check. For television though, god dang, it is so funny. He is so like, what's the opposite of being self-aware? Is there a word for that? I'm not thinking of it right now. But his self-awareness is like a 0 out of 100, and it is just so good for television.
So again, the Dragon Slayer's back. in full form.
So we're done with the Tidewalker era, and we're back into Dragon Slayer
We're
era.
back.
Excellent.
We're back into Dragon
Yeah.
Slayer era.
Hopefully, Dragon Slayer doesn't throw us back out this time.
One of our friends were texting me and Nick during the episode, and I just wanted to call this comment out, which I thought was hilarious. Is that you could tell that Coach came off his meds.
Oh, no. I think, to be fair, I think the production team does allow players to access any like medically necessary prescriptions.
Yeah, they do.
Unless it gives you an advantage like Adderall or things like that. So yeah, Coach.
But could you imagine if Coach just stopped like halfway through this season?
Do you think you would get more or less out of control?
Oh, more for sure. We already saw it this episode.
I appreciate his haikus, man. If he just starts dropping haikus and more references to like the Sword of Damocles and just like Japanese history, I'm all about it.
And that leads us into another thing. Like right after the commercial break, after all that, we walk in and I just kind of hear Coach going, I was like, he's just like talking gibberish that we couldn't even understand.
I don't remember that part specifically. I'm gonna rewatch this episode. It was a good episode. I'm totally gonna rewatch it. So I'll try to keep.
That was right before Ozzy and Rizzo came back. Like it was like right after a commercial. We went into seeing just him talking absolute gibberish, and then we just see Ozzy and Rizzo come back on the boat.
Oh no, April in chat can't stand him. I want the next confrontation to be between Coach and Tiff. April,
that would be crazy.
You might get that. It seems like Tiff is scorched earth now. She just lost Camilla and D, her top 2 alliance members, back-to-back votes. So I mean, Tiff's got nothing to lose. I wouldn't be surprised if she calls out Coach, maybe in front of everyone. And Tiff's a very confrontational person.
Oh
so
yeah,
that would be excellent television. I would love that, especially if we start out with that in the episode next week.
Coach is definitely her next target. I could absolutely see that.
That'd be awesome. I mean, they already voted for each other. Just straight up. Yeah. And I'm sure they know that they voted for each other too. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. Maybe Tiff can get some ground, man. Maybe like the Christian Devens Emily group with Aubrey included scoops her up. That gives them 5 out of 12 or 5 out of 13. So you just need 3 more at that point. They could grab another voting block and they could grab Suri, Rizgod, and Ozzy. And there you go. There's the numbers.
Put up April's comment. That's solid.
Tiff would introduce him to the backhand of justice. I think that would get her kicked off the show, but man, that would be funny.
That would be hilarious.
Speaking of that alliance, Rizzo, a character who I disliked last season and then grew on, and this season I'm all in on Rizzo, dropped one of the best alliance names in the history of the show. Chase, would you like to say it?
It is Cerise Rizzard of Oz.
That is so funny. That is so good, dude. Rizzo, if you're ever watching this, congratulations, man. That is easily top 5, maybe top 3 alliance name of all time. I just think that was so clever and creative and funny. Yeah, so if the nerd group, we'll call it the Nerd Alliance of Christian, Devens, Emily, and Aubrey, can pick up the Cerise Rizzard of Oz alliance. That's 8. That's the majority. And then we have the Honor Zen alliance in some trouble. So yeah, maybe there is life for Tiff.
So that would be 7. So that's 7 of them there.
Did I count wrong?
But then there's 13 left. So it's 7 against 6.
No, hold on. The 4 nerds plus Tiff is 5. Plus the 3
plus
is
Tiff,
8.
Plus
8 out of 13.
Yeah.
There you go. If they pull that off, they could actually steamroll to the end.
They could.
That would be an interesting dynamic, to be honest with you.
That's an 8-5 right there. Then
that's a way that Suri and Ozzy could get to the end, man. Maybe that final 3 hint we heard from Rizzo and Ozzy today was legit.
Maybe really is Suri, Ozzy, and Rizzo.
Man, that would be an electric final tribal council. I don't want to write off Rizzo's chance to win, but I really think you have a Suri versus Ozzy battle at that point. That would be so entertaining. And then very satisfying if Suri wins. I'm just going to assume Suri wins because, how do you beat Suri? Did I call it?
Suri is such in a solid spot right now.
Yeah, she really is, man. She's got to lay low and just keep voting correctly. And I think she could easily get to the end.
we'll get to this later, but like obviously, but yeah, no, she definitely solidified herself in the top of my longevity rankings over Christian.
This is I'm gonna put Sam's comment up in the chat
Oh
here.
no.
Jason Nick, now here's two guys cut from the same cloth. It has been a very controversial topic on social media this week. How people have interpreted the way that was supposed to be said and I guess interpreted by Jonathan and Chrissy. But yeah, I want to give Jonathan the benefit of the doubt that he did not mean that in
I'm
a
just gonna stick with it was play style. That's exactly what they
yeah.
meant. It
Yeah,
was the
I don't
play
want to get
style.
into the other topics that could be, but yeah, glad to have you in
Speaking
chat, Sam. That was a funny comment, made me laugh there. What were you gonna say? Go
speaking
ahead.
of social media that I saw this week,
Oh yeah, do you have your shout out? Is that where you're going?
no, not quite a shout out, but um a few weeks ago, I'm not sure if you saw, Monica and Brad Culpepper's son passed away in a motorcycle accident.
No way.
Yeah,
Which one?
the one who I
Played
forget his
football?
name. Yeah, the one who played football.
No way.
He had just gotten engaged back in February too.
Oh, that's devastating, dude. He
But
was such a good football player too.
yeah, he was starting quarterback for
Syracuse.
Syracuse back
Yeah.
in 2020. That was his graduating year right before
No
COVID.
way. That's devastating, dude.
Yeah, it
I
was
wish I didn't know
motorcycle
that.
dirt yeah, it was, motorcycle, dirt bike, some sort of motor vehicle accident, but,
Oh man.
they just had some sort of celebration of life this week, so I just wanna give a shout out to the Culpepper family,
Yeah.
and, I wanna say my condolences for them.
They have a charitable donation or anything we can support? That's terrible, man.
Not that I know of, I don't think they do, they're just looking for, again, just
Yeah.
prayers and
Oh, that's terrible. I love Brad and Monica. They're both phenomenal players. Both made it to a final tribal council. Um, man, that's devastating stuff. Well, I don't want to just sulk in that. Let's get to something more funny, I guess. Let's talk about something funny. I thought it was funny when Emily ratted out D for the Rizzo thing. That was pretty interesting. Is she just gonna do that to everyone this season? Like, what's the point of telling her anything?
okay, so you know what I want to hear? What I want to see on this season? We're getting a celebrity cast, right? I want to see Chaos Cass,
Yep,
and I want Emily to meet Cass.
that'd be fun.
If they
I'd
haven't
like
met
that
in
for an
person,
all-star
if
season.
they haven't met yet in person, I would love for Emily and Cass to meet.
I fear that Cass might be blacklisted just because of how much she's like trashed production and Jeff over the years online, especially on X, Twitter. So I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Cass. I love chaotic players. I love mean people.
Not gonna lie, you know this. I was telling you as I was watching, I did not like her first season. I did not enjoy her whatsoever. And then the second season comes around and I'm like, all right.
She brought it every season she's on. She brings it, man.
I was like, I understand now. I understand it.
So yeah, I mean, you just can't tell Emily anything at this point. You
No,
just you gotta fill her in like seconds before tribal, and then even then, you're still
and
like,
then she's just gonna stand up and make a live tribal.
yeah.
She's gonna be like, hey, you know what Christian just told me 5 minutes ago when we were walking up to tribal?
So what'd you think of the journey today?
So Journey. I have mixed feelings about it.
Okay.
I love to see that specific challenge came back. We've talked about this a lot in our previous episodes where we want to see old challenges come back. But it didn't necessarily scratch the itch for me. I would have loved to see this as like an immunity challenge or a reward challenge. The fact that it was only for a journey for one person, I was like, yes, this is what we want to see. And then it was like, oh man, it's only for one person and we're not going to get this again.
I'm glad it didn't eat too much time up of the episode. I think it was a fair challenge to get a steal vote.
For
I mean,
sure.
steal vote's a very powerful advantage.
Yeah.
Extremely powerful. I mean, that can especially in an odd number situation like we just described, where you have potentially an 8 versus 7-5 situation, like that can
Yep.
get you back to 7-6, and then all you need is one person to flip. So, yeah, steal a vote's huge. Do you think Cerie's going to spill the beans?
Not yet. I think she's going to use the information as a weapon. I think
Also-
I think she's way too smart to say something now.
I just want to give a shout out to Steph for the way she opened up about her shoulder.
Yeah.
Surgery she's been through is absolutely brutal. If anybody knows anything about that, your rotator cuff and your labrum are very, very painful to have fixed. I had surgery on my labrum 7 years ago, and that was a like multi-year recovery for me just to get my full range of motion back. I actually had it on my same shoulder. But to add the rotator cuff on top of that is miserable. That probably took Steph many years to recover from. So, yeah, just huge shout out to Steph. That's extremely, extremely painful. And the fact that she I never knew she went through that. So just very impressive to me.
Yeah,
to go through that's such a brutal, brutal surgery to undergo. And if that were me in that situation, I probably would have done the left arm as well. Cause I mean, you just physically cannot like I have a bum shoulder like that. I mean, you can't do that for an hour straight. It's just not happening.
And the fact that I also didn't know that. And the fact that this happened literally day one on that
season 20.
On season 20 on Heroes vs. Villains. And if it was that bad, she played through that after she popped her shoulder back in. She's a champ.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who was it. I think it was Courtney who was yelling like "rip her shoulder out" or something, and then it happened. Yeah. So shout out to Steph. I'm impressed with her this season. I'm very impressed with her. I thought she was good as dead in that Q situation. We had her last in our longevity rankings, and look at her now, man. She might be top 5.
Yeah,
she got steal a vote. She's looking real good in her alliance.
She's looking really good.
She's like right there with the 4 horsemen. She's probably the first horse lady, her and Chrissy. So yeah, I'm feeling really good about Steph, man. Definitely deserving of that advantage. That's the type of journey I can live with. I'm very anti-journey, but I can live with something like that, especially when it's just 10 minutes of screen time.
Yeah. Again, I liked it. I just wish we would have seen that challenge as an immunity or a reward. Otherwise, solid.
So now, yeah, you want to get into the immunity and reward? Oh wait, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was like, now, do you think besides Cirie, who called Steph out, obviously, do you think everyone else believed her, or do you think?
It's hard to say because we didn't get to see very much of that. I would like to see more of like if they have deleted scenes or something like that of her coming back. But I think because they didn't show us that, it probably doesn't matter too much. And I also wouldn't be surprised if she like uses that steal a vote soon. So okay. I don't know. But all in all, I would imagine anytime anyone comes back from like any type of journey or thing like that, everyone is suspicious of them. Like we saw it with Savannah. Nobody bought it. So I think it's fair to say that people probably just look at like her coming back from a journey. It's like, yeah, she probably has something, or she lost her vote, one or the other. There's no way she like said, no, I'm not going to play, and then just came back. You're there for over an hour. Like, no.
All right, well, good point. Now, quick sidebar at our halfway point before our challenge. Do you think Journey should continue after season 50?
No,
because again, they paint a target on your back. The second you go for a journey, whether you win it or lose it, you automatically come back assuming that you have something.
I think production just likes it because it's very easy and cheap to fill TV that way, and you can shake up the game or introduce whatever advantage you want to introduce that way. But I'm so sick of the journeys. I was already sick of the journeys, and then we hit the Justin moment with the rolling the dice, and then it just became unbearable, dude. There have been some fun journeys, I will say, like the one where I think it was season 45, where they had the guys like shooting basketball style with the coconuts into the 3 nets. That was very fun.
Yes.
And then the one where there was 4 people playing like a Jenga game, I also appreciated that.
That one was
But
47.
but it's very rare that we get a journey, and I really enjoy it, man. They're just unbearable, like filler TV time, in my opinion, and I don't like it. I'd rather see the players strategizing at camp, or just camp life, just joking around, talent show, camp life, like whatever you want to show, like Aussie fishing. Just give us camp life. I don't need Jeff's Funhouse Island Extravaganza.
Another
nonsense.
fashion show or talent show or stuff like that. I actually would enjoy seeing more of that.
Yeah, it's fun, man. That's like perfectly good airtime. We don't need to force advantages into the game and stuff. Just let the players play. Whatever. I don't want to ramble too much. I do this every episode. I feel like I'm just like, stop the journeys. To answer your question though, 1 or 2 journeys a season I can be okay with. And don't force players to lose their vote because of randomness. At least make it a skill-based challenge.
That for sure.
That's a huge flaw if you introduce randomness.
I want to see Sweat Savvy again.
Yeah, even that's better than journeys. I like that. You get sent on a journey and you have a choice. Do you want to do a sweat challenge or savvy challenge?
I would like to see that. If they want to do journeys, I would love to see a Sweat Savvy journey.
That's a great way to go about it. Good suggestion there. All right, let's get into the reward immunity challenge. 2 groups of 7, schoolyard pick. I missed the days of this show where they would show us the schoolyard picks. If you're in chat and you'd like a schoolyard pick, give me a comment so I can display it. I love schoolyard picks. We had that in Gabon. We had that in multiple seasons in the teens. I don't think we got it past season 20, but the schoolyard picks are super interesting. It shows tribe dynamics. It shows who wants to work with who. It shows who values who. And it's just awesome television. I don't know why they don't show us this stuff. Truly. Like, that would have been more interesting than the journey, in my opinion. You could have shown that whole Steph journey in 5 minutes and then just gave us 2 minutes of the schoolyard pick. And that would have been awesome to see that.
Not even reasoning, just the one, then one, then one, then one. I would have, I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, Jonathan and Christian are the captains. You have a puzzle beast and a physical beast. That would have been really interesting to see what their like mindset is of who they're picking. I would assume Christian got first pick and probably chose Ozzy or Joe. And then
they just pick their alliances afterwards.
Jonathan's probably picking like a puzzle person first and then like coach and then whoever else. But yeah, I mean, the schoolyard picks, Jeff, if you're ever listening to this, show us the schoolyard picks, man. It's interesting. We want to see it. There's no reason to cut that and then have this like whatever. Anyway, yeah, Chinese food reward.
So this felt like the true merge.
Yes.
This was the typical merge challenge, merge immunity. Other than the fact that only one person won and all 13 were vulnerable instead of the 7 who lost.
Yes, that's kind of more mergatory is what you're hinting at with the 7-person immunity thing. I like one person being immune. I don't like mass group immunity. That leads to kind of just like boring votes, in my opinion. At least
I love this. I love the way they did this.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're on board with the way that they structured that challenge, then had like 7 people competing, the rest of them watching.
I thought that was fantastic. It was a really nice twist for once.
Yeah, I like that. Isn't that sad that we have to call that a twist? Because it used to just be the way that things worked.
You're right. I can't believe I even just said that it was a twist.
I know. Yeah, it's a twist though. So we were expecting mergatory, and we got that, which is better than that mergatory, better than Hourglass, that's for sure.
So yeah, winning 7 got Chinese, like you said, was mid, and then the that 7 competed for individual immunity, and then everyone was vulnerable. I think that was absolutely perfect.
Dude, that reward was so mid, they showed us 30 seconds of it. If that. It was just there's people sitting down.
Yeah, we didn't even see anything happen to the challenge. Or we didn't even see anything happen to the reward. It was, they came back to the beach. We got a confessional from Tiff. Then we got like Christian eating some Chinese food for about 20 seconds. And then it immediately went back to Tiff again for another. And
Emily saying F the bowls. That was funny. So are we done? Is Survivor done with like hiding clues and advantages in the reward food now? Is that just a thing of the past?
It's hard to say.
It's been a while, man.
I would like to see that come back.
Can you think of
And
have we had that in the new era where something was hidden
I
in
think the
in
last
a
time we've seen that was 37 or 38.
Yeah, I'd wanna go back. If anybody's in chat and knows this, let us know. I'm very curious if I feel like there might
We
have been
haven't
something.
seen it in the new
Wasn't
era
there
though.
something in Popcorn recently?
Oh, you know what? Maybe Rachel got one in 47.
Yeah, I swear she or someone did. I also feel like there was one hidden in, like, a maybe it was the auction in 45? I feel like someone had
No, auction didn't. The first auction one, there wasn't one
I feel like
there.
I gotta review the new era. I would love maybe if we have, like, a Survivor AI out there that could answer this. I'm sure the know-it-alls would have this in their chat or whoever, but, dude, I feel like there must have been some type of clue hidden in a reward. If anyone's in chat, let us know. Um,
I think didn't Genevieve get one in 48 too?
she might have. She was 47. She might have.
Or 40s? Maybe it was Genevieve, not Rachel. I think there
Ah,
was
dude,
one
I
in
think there was
47.
one in 47. Yeah, and there might have been. I just something is telling me there was one at the auction in 45.
Again, I watched 45 recently. I can promise you there wasn't one there.
Maybe I'm thinking of Australian Survivor then, because they have an auction like every season I've watched of that show, and there's usually clues hidden everywhere.
But there, if anything, there hasn't been many in the new era, if at all. I mean, again, we say there's one in 47, but I don't really think that there has been one, and so I don't think it's going to be gone. I just think they're kind of, I wouldn't even say phasing it out, but more keeping them on their toes.
Okay.
Now the ones that I would like to see come back, not to get on a tangent again, but is when they get clues of where they are in challenges, and they have to find it in
Kinda
the
in a
middle of a
challenge.
challenge.
Yep. Yep, the Sarah Lacina sit out bench.
Yes,
Was that
exactly.
Lacina? Was that Kelly went with? I forget. Anyway, quick comment from Sam I wanna highlight in the chat here. Raising my hand as a schoolyard pick guy. I salute you, Sam. Thank you. Schoolyard picks are very entertaining. Little behind and haven't seen the whole ep, but the Cerise Wizard of Oz trio might actually make a deep run. Dude, Sam, yes, I would not be surprised if the Rizgard of Oz trio is just the middle group that's bouncing back and forth all
Yeah.
season long. That would be excellent. I'd love to see Ozzy in a final three again. I'd love to see Suri in a final three for the first time. And Rizzo would be entertaining. I'd like to see him public speak. Probably not going to win the votes of the jury over someone like Suri, but who knows? I'd be entertained by that. I'd really enjoy that. And Sam, if you are in chat, I know Sam's usually pretty good about Survivor history and Googling things on the fly from our past episodes of this podcast. Sam, if you know anything about the history of clues being hidden in food or things at rewards, let us know because I'm very
Specifically
curious.
in the new era.
Yeah, specifically in the new era. I'd love to know about that. I feel like there had to been a few, but I'm blanking on it right now. Some experts we are. We claim to have seen it. We claim to have seen every season. I claim to have seen them all at least twice. And here I am. I can't pull things off the top of my head. Got to get better at this stuff. Got to study up. Anyway, so the winning group was Christian, Emily, Ozzy, Rick, D, Steph, and Joe. Ozzy wins the immunity. He's safe. I don't think he was catching votes anyway, but even if he did, he had an idol.
And winning the immunity is apparently waking up the beast.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, what did Jeff say? He's how many away from Boston Rob's record? I didn't catch that. One more? Okay, nice.
Yeah, Ozzy's at 18. Boston Rob's record is 19.
Wow. 19 immunities. Holy crap.
So Ozzy
First to 20 would be very impressive.
Ozzy could break this. He's probably going to at least tie Boston Rob's record. Let's be honest. He's probably going to tie Boston Rob's record.
I don't want to jinx him. I don't want to lock it in. All it takes is one lost immunity challenge, and everybody looks at him and is like, "We got to take him out now." So you never know. I don't want to jinx him.
You're right. You never know. I'm just saying he probably should.
And yeah, Ozzy wins the immunity. Not a very shocking finish. I mean, we had the four powerhouses of that group. Rachel in 47. Yes, thank you, Sam. Rachel in 47. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Thanks for verifying.
So what was that? Was just her finding the
I don't
Was it
remember
safety without power?
Now
I
that
think it
part I don't remember. I don't remember
because
what
she
the
was
advantage
Rachel was at
was.
risk. So Rachel was at risk in the mergatory aspect of the game, and I think she had safety without power, or someone from the other tribe gave her immunity. Maybe it was something like that. But basically, Rachel was dead in the water and then had an advantage that saved her. And if it
Yeah,
wasn't for that, she would have been the merge vote and might not have even made the jury, and is definitely not the winner that season.
as an alternate.
Yeah. I remember at the time, like, getting flamed online on certain forums, and like chats of other podcasts, because I kept saying asterisk win for Rachel. She shouldn't be in the game. But no disrespect intended, Rachel. That was just trolling. It's all fun. You're a great
That's
winner.
one of
Don't
your
get me wrong.
asterisks. No, I
But
think she
yeah,
deserved that win.
she's she played a great game, deserving winner. I mean, I think by final 6, everyone knew she was going to win the game if she made it there, and then she won the immunities.
That's
plus 250 in weekly pick'em. Yeah, maybe you might get that many points, man.
All
Yeah.
right. So
I know at least one person went 4 for 4 on the questions. That's very impressive to get a plus 40 there. Sorry, where were you going with that?
I was gonna say, so anyways, yeah, now we're back to the beach after immunity. Like
The
we
initial
said,
names being floated were D and Aubrey, and then Coach made it so that he he became a target from just being annoying and controlling.
Yep.
Gotta love Coach. How can you not love Coach?
Another solid Coach quote from this one was, "The shot in the dark is like the sword of Amocles holding above your head."
Yep.
Loved that one. But yeah, no. So originally it was either D or Aubrey. And then Chrissy, Coach, and Jonathan were the ones who started talking about, hey, we need to split with Tiff
Yep.
in case D plays a shot in the dark.
And then Coach just being too controlling, telling people who to vote for, not even giving Steph a choice, saying Rick Devens, or saying Christian is a middle player while Devens is sitting right there listening to it. Man, like, is this sloppy gameplay, or is this like big brain, galaxy brain intentional gameplay to make his threat level feel diminished?
I think this is sloppy.
Yeah.
Especially because, I mean, it was also noted that Devens was also a middle guy. Someone even said that. I think we got a confessional for it. I forget. But it was like, oh, yeah, why are you telling Devens that when Devens is a middle guy, too?
I think that was
Like,
Rizzo. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's like, why are you telling the middle people that the middle people, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I love Coach. I found it really interesting that he's just like quite literally saying to the camera in confessional, like, I did not come here to lead the vote, but tonight I'm leading the vote.
And then there was Rizzo of all people trying to calm him down.
I know.
Rizzo calming Coach down was absolute cinema, should I say?
Rizzo had a great episode, man. He's
we
been on a
slay
heater.
dragons at Tribal. We don't slay dragons at camp.
At camp, yep. I'm really enjoying Rizzo, man. I found him annoying at the beginning of last season, but now I absolutely love him. He's a great casting decision for season 50, and I never thought I would say that. I think in our preseason podcast we did, I said, why is this kid on the show? But man, he's bringing it.
I was a Rizzo fan. I don't know if you remember, but I was a Rizzo fan from the beginning, and it's actually kind of cool to see that what's happening with him, where all the fans are going through the same exact thing that everyone on the beach is going through just by seeing him on our television, where everyone was like, we don't like this guy. I mean, do you remember after season 48 when we saw our first 49 recap, when we just saw this guy saying, it's me, I am RIZGOD, Riz God, baby. And everyone was like, who the hell is this kid?
Yep.
And he was catching all of the hate. And then by the end of 49, he was at the end. I mean, everyone on the beach, even people from season 1 and 2, like this kid. And it's, I don't know. There's just, he's got charisma. He's got Riz. He is the Riz god for a reason.
It'd be great if on like Survivor 100 we get Rizzo back in like the Colby position where he's like 50 and has like hair on his chest and a full beard. And he's just like, man, these annoying kids, they don't understand how hard it was back in the day. That'd be awesome.
How hard it was back in the day? You mean sitting on a stump and not cutting firewood?
Back before everyone started the game with an idol. But anyway, Rizzo had a quote I wrote down from Tribal. I found it I don't know, just found it cool. I'm gonna put it in my book of quotes from Survivor. He said, "You need to play fearful. Sorry, you need to not play fearful. You play fearless."
Yeah, okay.
I like
did,
that.
I did like that one.
I'm not really going anywhere with that, but I found that to be a good quote. I wanted to give Rizzo some shout outs. I think he deserves it. He's bringing it this season. And yeah, I mean, we can go to Tribal if now's a good time for it. I felt like it was cool having a 14-person Tribal.
Yeah.
Dee did everything she could. I think she was just dead in the water. Just there was no hope for her.
I mean,
Last winner.
she was
Everyone
a winner.
wants.
Yeah. Yep.
Everyone wants to be safe. You know, it's just so easy to pick her and just be like, look, that's the easy vote. I think once Coach mounted that attack against her, it was just done. It's just too much work in a 14-person group. You just want to be safe.
Just want to be safe.
Who's really like deeply aligned with her besides Tiff?
And obviously that she had to play her shot in the dark. That was a great call.
I mean, she had a good read on it too.
Yeah, she absolutely did. Not gonna lie, I love Coach, and Coach is great television. But I thought it would have been awesome to see a Coach blindside for the first member of the jury.
Yeah, amongst the animals, he needed that ego check at Tribal bad. That might be coming up soon amongst the animals. You might be getting that ego check.
I mean, it seemed he pretty much did get an ego check there, where it was like, hey, you would have been voted out if D wasn't here.
If Coach gets blindsided in the next few episodes, we are looking at like a potential all-time episode, because anytime he is like removed from the show, they just highlight the crap out of him. They give him all the airtime. So yeah, that would have been entertaining tonight. It would have been shocking. It would have been very shocking, and it would have really kicked off this post-merge. But
yeah, I think D was too easy of a vote, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would have kept her at least 1 or 2 more votes.
Yeah, but it's so hard to organize that in a 14-person group when everyone just wants to be safe.
I know.
Those big group votes lead to complacency, and what are you gonna do? I mean, you got to convince 7, 8 people to change.
I mean, they had a hard enough time figuring out who was going to split the vote between D and Tiff. So
yeah, I mean, D did everything she could. She was telling people she got the numbers. They at least heard her out. I'll give her credit for trying. She recognized the situation, played her shot in the dark correctly, even though it didn't hit. That's still a correct play of it. So yeah, what more could she have done besides winning immunity? Credit to D.
Nothing. Yeah, she did, but I mean, not play sloppy like she didn't. Keep her mouth shut.
So
not tell Emily.
Yeah, true.
Anything.
Yeah.
That was really her mistake.
She kind of burned her bridges. Yeah. We talked about the Aubrey thing earlier. I said it was the correct play. What was your official take on the Aubrey Idol play?
I think she should have kept it.
That's so ballsy, man. That's so like courageous.
We knew it was either D or Coach. I think she could have pulled off a Rizzo and made it one more vote until they 100% solidified the numbers of the Nerd Alliance.
I think the problem with that is that it just like kills so much trust with people, especially after like 2 consecutive tribals of telling everyone I'm for sure playing it tonight and then not doing it. You can't tell anybody you forgot this time
So
around.
okay, so here's my thought there is she's already lost their trust. So if you've already
Yeah, but you
lost their
still have an opportunity to gain it back. If you do it twice in a row, it's like that classic fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. If you do it twice in a row, there's just no chance they work with you. You do it once and then
You know what? You're right. I take that back, and not even necessarily as
like what's gonna happen is if, in my opinion, if
it'd be bad jury management. That's
yes,
where I'm thinking.
I'm
She
with
would
you
have
there.
if she made it to the finals there, and she just kept her idol like Rizzo did, and that'd be bad jury management.
And then it also puts her in a position like Ben Driebergen in season 35, where it's just like, okay, now you're the giant target for everyone.
Yeah,
You need to find an idol every tribal, or you need to win immunity every tribal, or you are done.
yeah,
So we kind of talked about how that opens up the door for her to enter back into the Nerd Alliance, because now the Nerd Alliance doesn't have the added benefit of eliminating her and then receiving her idol. So now Devins and Christian like are willing to work with her on top of the fact that they already like wanted to pull her in kind of low key. Um, and then yeah, you earn some trust with Suri because Suri told her, "Girl, you got to play it."
yep,
Um,
yeah. You're right. Yeah,
yeah,
that was the right move.
I
That
think
was
it was the
absolutely
right
the right
move.
move.
And like you said, she probably could have got away with it. It was very obvious it was D there. Um,
But
but it
again,
was almost
jury,
like more of a hindrance to her game than it was a like protection.
which is what she kind of said at the end too,
Yeah.
where she was like, "I want the." She literally it was the Scarlet Letter.
She said it was a public idol. There's no point in holding it, or something like that. I'm
I'm not
paraphrasing.
sure if
Yeah,
you've read that book, but
I've not. No,
okay.
I know
But
it's
yeah,
a Taylor
no,
Swift song, but
it's a classic book, The Scarlet Letter. Yeah, but the idol was a Scarlet Letter. She got rid of it. Um, Target's off her back now.
okay. Glad we're in agreement there. D vote out. I believe it was 8-4-1. We had a 7-4-1 vote read with one extra vote. Mathematically, that would be 13 with 8. So it would have to be 8-4-1. Tiff, the only person voting for coach. And then we had 4 people vote for Tiff, 8 for D. Kind of a landslide. Tiff would have been next. Does that mean Tiff is next for next episode?
I think
Or
it's too soon to say that. I mean, we got a coach highlight at the next scenes for our next episode. We got old school versus new school kind of preview. And then we had a quote from Jeff. Another twist, double the consequence. Something like that. It was like double the vote, double the consequence. So we're getting another. I mean, at this point, let's do a little bit of math again. I know I usually do this. We finished off at day 14. So there are 12, or day 15. So there are 11 days left. We have 13 people. That leaves 10 people left to get voted out. And we now have 6 more episodes before the finale, including the finale.
okay.
So we
Might get some double eliminations.
should be getting double
Yeah.
eliminations pretty much the rest of the way.
Yeah. That'd be
We
that'd be
might
fun.
have one more single, but we should be getting doubles the rest of the way.
That'd be fun.
But what do you think this twist is?
We could have a few singles, then like another mass elimination thing.
But next week, again, we know for sure. What do you think about this double the consequence twist? Or did you
It's
not?
probably hinting at a double tribal council. That's my assumption there.
I'm thinking this might be what we were all predicting for the Blood Moon.
Oh, where it's a multi-boot single tribal council.
I think this is going to end up being what we were looking for.
Yes.
That's my personal prediction.
Bring that on. I'm all about it.
We're top 2 people who receive votes are the ones who are going to be voted out.
I love it. I love it.
That's my personal prediction for the twist for next week.
That'd be awesome. All right, let's get into but well, actually, before we get into this, do you have any social media shout outs you want to do?
I don't think I've shouted out Tegwith yet. I know a lot of people know about her, but she is super involved with the Survivor community and anyone getting into the Survivor community. She's really solid. She does recaps just like this, or just like us. She goes to events and she's absolutely solid. So shout out Tegwith this week.
Yeah, her content is great. I love Tegwith. Big fan of Tegwith. Hopefully we can get her to collab one day. That'd be fun. I really enjoy her content on Instagram. I'm not on TikTok, but I know she's huge on TikTok. So yeah, shout out.
I'm also
Tegwith.
not on TikTok, so
Well, maybe we need to get on there, man. Make a reality TV aftermath.
reality TV aftermath TikTok.
All right, so I think Tiffany's solidified at the bottom here. Are you on board with that? I don't know who's below her. Who could possibly be below her?
I think Tiff is getting there. Her time is ticking.
Going from that, it's kind of hard. Honestly, it's kind of hard. I feel like we just have a giant cluster in the middle. Maybe we start at the top. Is there anyone you'd put up top? Like emphatically up top? Dare I say Rizzo? Suri, yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I think it might be easier to go from the top this week, honestly.
Yeah, I think it is, man.
I would put
Suri's Wizard of Suri's Wizard of Oz up top.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Suri, Rizzo, Ozzy. I still like Christian up there.
I'm a little worried about Christian. I just feel like this is the point in the game where his target level increases. I kind of feel a little more safe about people like Joe, for example. Truly, Christian's falling for me. His content has been going down. He had a huge pre-merge, and now we're in the merge, and he's quiet. It's not a good sign.
I will say
he's just such a big target, dude.
The recap of this episode, we did see about how Christian and Devins hid the idol at Tribal. So I think that is going to come into play soon.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you picked up on that.
I did hear that. I didn't think too much of it. I thought they were just kind of showing some highlights from the pre-merge. But yeah, maybe that is a factor coming up. Would you be against Joe at 4? I feel really good about Joe. It's been such good content from him.
I'm fine with that, I guess. Yeah, I guess he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Chase makes a good point. April, what was your thought about the good point there?
Oh, probably the Devins and Christian at the beginning of the episode.
Could be. April, if you have any more clarity on that, let us know. This is our favorite segment each week. We do our longevity rankings to get an idea of who we think has the best position to go deep in this game. So right now we have Suri at the top. At number 5, I'm going to argue Steph.
Steph is in a really solid board. No
real target on her. Yeah, steal a vote. Everybody seems to be like willing to work with her. She's really come up from the bottom of our rankings. I think in episode 3 or 4, we had her in dead last. Look at her now, man. Top 5. Feel great about Steph.
I wouldn't put Christian, Devins, or Emily any lower than, or Christian, Devins, and Aubrey any lower than this, though.
So she was saying what you said about Christian.
Oh, about Christian being Christian still being 4 because of what they still have that fake idol in there.
Okay.
I like Christian at 4, and then I like Joe and Steph at 5 and 6.
Let's put Christian at 6. Let's put him at 6. I love the way Joe and Steph are positioned right now. I feel like Christian's target level is higher, and he technically doesn't have any advantages the way Steph does. Maybe we could argue Joe, but I just feel like no one's going to target him at all. Like he just, to me, Joe screams final 3 0 vote finalist.
Again.
Like yeah, exactly. Okay. I would potentially make a case for
you can put Christian there. I'm fine with Christian at 6 because get ready for my next ones.
Rick 7?
No. I would kind of have Chrissy at 7.
Yeah, I was gonna actually say her at 6.
I
went nah.
I like Chrissy at 7, and then
Christian should definitely be in a better position than Steph. Yeah, we got some feedback from the chat. Maybe we do it. We'll put him at 4. Put him at 4 for you all.
Thanks for the support, April.
I gotta put Joe at 6 then. I feel
Yeah,
really good about.
that's
I don't
fine.
think Joe has win equity, but I do think he's going deep just as like a easy person to beat at the end of the game.
I like
Um,
Chrissy. She's sitting quiet. She's not making waves, and
she's
she's not making herself a huge target.
she's firmly in that alliance of the Horsemen as well.
Now I think 8, 9, 10. I would go Devins, Aubrey, Emily.
And then who are we leaving out? Would
Who
that
are we
be?
missing?
Come on, we got this. We got this. Who are we missing? Who's had a quiet edit? Without looking this up, we
Jonathan.
got this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude, he's going deep also.
I would put Jonathan.
I think 8.
Yeah, I like that. And then Rick, Aubrey, Emily.
Aubrey, Emily.
Yep, I'm locked in on this one.
Coach Tiff. The one person I would argue is swapping Rick and Chrissy. Nah, I like where we're at. I really like where we're at. I'm not as high on Christian as you and April in the chat are. But I'm not going to argue too much about him.
I don't think he's put as big of a target on his back quite yet. Maybe in the next week or two, I can see him dropping. I mean, we had him at ranked 1, episodes 1 through 5. And the fact that he's been in 2 weeks at 4 now in a row, that's saying something.
Yeah, it just makes me a little nervous that he's gotten quiet with his edit. That's what makes me nervous. I think that kind of happened in David vs. Goliath in his first season. And then his content ramped up, and then Gabby turned on him, and that was kind of it.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So if our top 3 is the final 3, that would be awesome.
Cerise, Wizard of Oz.
Cerise, Wizard of Oz.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a fun episode of Survivor. Fun episode of the podcast. We will post the longevity rankings on social media and see what the fans think. For those of us just tuning back in, I see we got a couple viewers that rolled in. Here are the longevity rankings for episode 7. We have Cerise, Wizard of Oz up at the top here. And then we have the Coach versus Tiffany battle war, as Coach described it.
Yeah.
At the bottom, probably going to be one of them going home next week. I think it's fair to say. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nerd Alliance teams up with the Riz God of whatever it's called, Oz Alliance, to take out Coach, and then Tiffany's just expendable at that point. Also, wouldn't be surprised to see the votes land on Emily. She's been playing sloppy. Hard to trust her. Wouldn't be surprised there, man. How are you feeling about Aubrey now that I look at her in the 10 spot? How are you feeling about Aubrey? Does she have win equity?
I think her time's coming, honestly. I think she's the first to cut out of the Nerd Alliance.
Is anyone targeting her anymore? I mean, Genevieve's gone. The Nerd Alliance doesn't have any reason to target her. There's no boomerang potential for her idol anymore. So, like, she's just a number. She's not going to win immunity challenges.
I think the other side is going to target her for the fact that she didn't lie about the idol.
Who's the other side? The Warrior Alliance?
The Warrior
4
Alliance,
Horsemen?
The Zen Alliance, and
yeah, but I mean, she's got Shields and Tiffany and potentially Emily.
And honestly, again, like I said at the beginning of the episode with Devins' comment, I could see Christian and Devins cutting Aubrey.
Yeah, that's fair. I could see that
because
she's more expendable than Emily is to them.
Yeah, because they already know Emily's game. She's another one where Emily's doesn't have much winning stock right now. They already know how she's going to play. They already know what they can tell her, what they can't. Where Aubrey is going to play cutthroat within the next 2 to 3 votes.
So the other player I want you to state your case for, because you were very high on them, is Chrissy. Does Chrissy have win equity for you?
I don't necessarily think she has win equity, but I could definitely see her making top 7 or 8. And that's because she has solidified herself in her alliance. She hasn't really crossed anyone. she is playing a solid game, and she's kind of putting herself in the middle, I guess. She's putting herself in a spot where she could be in the middle, I is more what I mean.
I'm gonna make a bold statement. I think Chrissy does have win equity.
Okay.
She's had a good edit. If she can get to the end with the right people and actually drive some of the votes in the late to end game, I think she could win. If she sits next to like a Joe and a Rizzo, that's the path for her. I don't think she can sit next to another like strategic woman. And I don't think she can. I mean, she certainly can't sit next to like a Sari or an Aubrey.
You want to see what I could see Chrissy doing? What I would love to see.
Yes, but let me say one more thing. I think she could
Okay.
beat like Steph and like Jonathan, like that type of a scenario. Like she needs to be paired up with people who are not a similar play style to her, and that's how she could win.
I was gonna say I think she could pull in 5-person alliance: Chrissy, Steph, Rizzo, Sari, Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, if Ozzy gets eliminated, yes, I could see that.
I could absolutely see her pulling in that final 5.
Is there a slot in there for like an Aubrey? I feel like Aubrey is another misfit. Tiffany, maybe? Tiffany's another misfit.
I was putting no, I think she's gonna try and get Tiff out. Tiffany,
Yeah.
maybe. I think
Yeah.
Tiff is going to be on that line where maybe
Yeah.
she cuts Tiff at 6.
We did get a comment last episode, now that I think about it a little more, where Tiffany said that Chrissy has never talked game to her once the entire season.
Oh,
So
that's true.
That's probably not happening. All right, so we did this in the first episode of this podcast, and then I think when we had the tribe swap, let's do it again. Make a winner pick.
Oh yeah, we just did this last week too.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
It's just fun to make winner picks, man. Who are you liking after this episode?
I'd have to say Sari after this episode.
Yeah,
Still,
good choice. I'm gonna go Jonathan. I'd like to see Jonathan make some strategic moves and be confrontational. That would be an awesome win. I'm gonna pick Jonathan. Maybe he gets a few immunities on the way.
I wouldn't be upset with that either.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, that's what we're to call out in the first reward challenge part of it. Joe was beating Jonathan.
At what?
The challenge, rolling the ball, getting the ball out of the pit.
Yeah, but I think there was a little more muscle on that side.
No, Jonathan's Hercules. I don't want to hear any excuses.
They had Steph.
I don't want to hear any excuses.
Steph, D, Ozzy, and Rick. I mean, those are 4 like decently strong people. Jonathan didn't have as much muscle on his team.
Jonathan wins challenges by himself. I don't want to hear any excuses.
I don't think that's fair. That's not a fair comparison. If it was a one-on-one ball moving challenge, yes. But I mean, come on. Put Jonathan in that challenge that Joe and David were in on their season where it was just like all forearms.
Oh,
I'd like to see that.
I told you this. I want to see a 1v1v1v1 showdown of Joe, David, Jonathan, and Gabler on that challenge.
That'd be fun. Maybe throw in Charlie. Charlie's got the forearm strength. We saw him win that on season 46.
That's true. I mean,
yeah. Any women you want to see in that, by the way? Any female matchups? I think D would be a fun one.
D would be a fun one. Oh, who am I? Michaela.
Yeah.
Michaela would be
MC.
MC would be absolutely solid on that.
A young Shambo. Young pre-shoulder surgery Steph.
I want to see Natalie Anderson would do great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
We have
yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Like 4v4 guys versus girls or a guy-girl matchup pair, and they go on and do other challenges. Like there's a lot of solid people we could see on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to just like spoil our future podcast we're gonna have in the off season about challenges we want to see come back. And
yeah, you're right.
Challenge scenarios, so we can notebook this for another time. But yeah, fun episode tonight of Survivor. I really enjoyed that one. I really enjoyed that one a lot. I'm just gonna say it a third time. I really enjoyed that episode. Just I love the confrontation ramping up. Excellent. Survivor's been needing this for 10 seasons. We've needed this. We're getting coach haikus and like metaphors and Japanese quotes just inject that into my veins. I know half the audience hates that, but I can't get enough of that. We're getting interesting tribe dynamics, and production's not interfering too much. So we're on the right path.
Yeah.
And a potential double boot next episode. Bring it on.
Again, something is going to be double the consequences. So
it just hit me. Is double the consequences a Mr. Beast twist?
Is that
I'm so nervous about this Mr. Beast twist that I just like I just get nightmare scenarios every time I think of like what could be. His Beast Games show it's huge, don't get me wrong. The randomness of Beast Games though drives me mad. I can't get into it for that reason. I don't like when people are eliminated at random. And I'm worried that's going to be brought to Survivor. And we saw that with Justin.
It's not going to happen at random. It's not going to be a 1 in 13. Hey, whoever the spinner lands on is going to be voted out. There's no.
I don't know. Survivor's done some dumb stuff, man. Hourglass, Justin rolling the dice, Outcasts. We've had some bad stuff happen in Survivor, bro.
But nothing as bad as, hey, if this spinner lands on your vote, you're just automatically out. Nothing that bad.
I wouldn't put it past CBS to do that. We'll see.
No, I don't.
Jeff likes to shake it up. If anything, what I'm hoping for with Mr. Beast is it's a situation like a prisoner's dilemma. I think I said this on a past podcast.
Yeah, that would be a really nice twist.
Where one of you can step away from the game right now and you win $100,000. But if more than one person steps out of the game, you're all eliminated and no one gets money or something like that.
That would be a cool one.
Or maybe we're just being too negative and Mr. Beast is coming up and he's like, I'm going to double the prize pool.
That would be insane.
That'd be really fun.
Yeah, Winners at War was 2 million. 50, the fact that there's only one, maybe Mr. Beast will double it. That would be a great twist.
Yeah. He did have like a Mr. Beast coin. So I'm going to hold up my Pokemon coin here. He did have like a Mr. Beast coin that we saw in the preview for the season. Yeah. So I hope that's just not an element of like chaos and randomness. I really hope that Mr. Beast coin is like a positive thing for the format of the show.
Fire tokens.
Yeah, this is a pro Fire Tokens podcast. Bring them back. We love bartering. Anyway, any closing thoughts for us before we wrap it up here?
No, I think I'm good.
Who are you rooting for hardest?
Who am I rooting for hardest?
Besides Suri. That's just a given. Everybody loves Suri.
I gotta say Rizzo.
Wow, that's a shocking.
That's bold.
Pick.
I know.
Me. Yeah,
I know. I gotta say Rizzo.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna say like Ozzy or Jonathan. And I never thought I would say this. I never thought I would say this because I was kind of against this person preseason, but I'd be okay with a like heroic Chrissy run. That'd be fun.
I would totally be cool with that too.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, well, that was a fun episode, man. We'll bring the same energy next week. Hopefully we're smiling the same way we were tonight. Do you want to close us off with a coach haiku?
Yes.
Pick your favorite. Draw it out of a hat because there were so many.
Actually, you know what? This one's not going to be a haiku, but this one's going to be one thing that he did say at Tribal.
Okay.
Only in silence, the word. Only in darkness, the light. Only in dishonesty, the truth. And with that, good night.
Have a great one, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
And like and subscribe.
Oh yes, let's throw that on here. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscription, and we will see y'all next week. Have a good one. Love you all.
Bye.